Welcome to Duggar News 24, your daily source for the latest updates, headlines, and deep dives into the world of the Duggars. Subscribe and stay informed 24/7. Counting on star Amy Duggar, Jim Bob Duggar's niece who was not raised under the IBLP, is writing a tell-all memoir, and fans are saying the same thing. On Tuesday, June 17, Amy, 38, announced the upcoming book, titled Holy Disruptor, Shattering the Shiny Facade While Getting Louder with the Truth, during an interview with People. The former TLC star explained the book will share her unfiltered testimony of breaking free. Even if you've been silenced, you can find your God-given voice. A description of the memoir reads: overbearing leadership, toxic environments, unfair standards, and unrealistic expectations. There are many ways that people abuse, manipulate, and silence others. The worst part is the abuser is often someone you love. It continued. Amy Duggar King knows what it's like to be coerced and have her voice silenced. On TLC's hit reality show 19 Kids and Counting, Amy was branded Crazy Cousin Amy, an identity she didn't choose but was forced to live into. Additionally, the description claimed her authentic voice was taken from her as she was told to put on a shiny, happy smile for the camera. The gaslighting continued as she was told off-camera, "You're too much, and you're not enough." On Instagram, fans shared their reactions to Amy's book news. Amy's cousin Jill, Duggar Dillard, wrote, "Love you. Proud of you. You are brave and are a voice for many. I look forward to reading your story." Jill released her own memoir, Counting the Cost, in 2023. Another Instagram user declared, "About time for Cousin Amy. I am so ready for this." Someone else echoed, "Yes, we have been waiting for this." A different fan shared, "Congratulations. Amy was always the honest cousin." As a second commented, "Go May. Praying for you as you launch this book." Meanwhile, yet another Instagram follower exclaimed, "Let's go amazing. Can't wait to read it." Amy Duggar King, widely known to reality TV fans as Cousin Amy, has long been a familiar face on screens for her occasional appearances on 19 Kids and Counting On. But in a move that's sending shockwaves through the Duggar watching community, Amy has officially traded her quiet post-TLC life for something far louder. She's writing a memoir, and it's not holding back. Announced on Tuesday, June 17, in an exclusive People interview, Amy revealed that her book, Holy Disruptor, Shattering the Shiny Facade While Getting Louder with the Truth, is slated for release on October 14. The project, years in the making, promises to peel back the curtain on her complex relationship with the Duggar brand and the oppressive religious framework she resisted. And now the internet is ablaze. Fans are all saying the same thing: it's about time. Unlike her cousins, Amy Duggar was not raised under the umbrella of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, the ultra-conservative Christian organization long linked to the Duggar family's way of life. This difference often made Amy feel like an outsider, both on camera and off. While the rest of the Duggar girls wore floor-length skirts and practiced courtship with chaperones, Amy wore jeans, dated like a normal teen, and pursued a country music career. "I was labeled the wild one, the loud one, the crazy cousin," Amy says in the People interview, "but the truth is I was just free." Freedom, as it turns out, came with a price. Behind the scenes, Amy was repeatedly told to tone herself down, to smile more, and to not embarrass the family. The memoir digs deep into this tension, highlighting how a woman raised outside the cult-like norms of the IBLP still found herself suffocated by the image the Duggars tried to project. "The cameras would roll, and I was told to be bubbly. But after the scenes, I was made to feel like I was too much, or not enough," she explains. Holy Disruptor is not just a retelling of reality TV behind-the-scenes drama. It's a reckoning, a spiritual and emotional liberation told in Amy's own words. The memoir covers her upbringing, her exposure to the Duggar family dynamics, the trauma of watching scandals unfold from the inside, and ultimately the resolve she found in reclaiming her voice. Even if you've been silenced, you can find your God-given voice, the book's description reads. Overbearing leadership, toxic environments, unfair standards. There are many ways people abuse and manipulate others. The worst part is when the abuser is someone you love. It's a powerful thesis, and one that echoes the words of Amy's cousin Jill Duggar, who released her own memoir Counting the Cost in 2023. Jill, who has also broken away from her parents' teachings, publicly praised Amy's bold step. "Love you, proud of you. You are brave and are a voice for many," Jill commented on Amy's Instagram announcement. "I look forward to reading your story." Within minutes of Amy's announcement, the reaction online was swift and emotional. Fans flocked to her post, expressing support and validation. "About time for cousin Amy. I am so ready for this," one user wrote. Another added, "Amy was always the honest cousin, the one who saw through the facade. Congratulations. Praying for you as you launch this book. Yes. We've been waiting for this. This is the story that needed to be told." For many viewers who had long watched Amy's appearances, brief as they were, her contrast with the rest of the Duggar clan had always been striking. She was the fun-spirited cousin who never quite fit the mold, and who now seems determined to share what it felt like to live that contradiction. Amy's memoir is poised to deepen the rift already forming within the Duggar family. Since the public downfall of Josh Duggar and the growing scrutiny of Jim Bob's leadership and the IBLP, several Duggar siblings have distanced themselves from the family's values. Jill, Jinger, and now Amy have each come forward with stories of control, manipulation, and spiritual coercion, breaking the silence that the Duggar name once demanded. Amy's book goes a step further. Rather than focusing solely on her own trauma, she expands the conversation to a broader audience. Women and men who've been stifled by toxic authority, both religious and personal. The Duggar name used to mean perfection. A big happy family. But what we were selling to the world wasn't always real, Amy writes in one excerpt shared with People. "This book is for anyone who has ever smiled for the camera when their soul was breaking." After stepping away from reality TV, Amy explored several paths, opening a clothing boutique, raising her son Daxton, and building a quieter life with her husband Dylan King. But the calling to speak up never left her. "I knew God wasn't done with my story," Amy says. "I just needed the courage to tell it." Amy's husband Dylan has been vocal in his support, even posting his own emotional message following the announcement. "You've lived in the shadow of this name for so long. I'm so proud of you for stepping out and being a light to others." As fans await the October 14 release date, some are already calling for the book to be adapted into a documentary or docuseries. The success of Amazon Prime's Shiny Happy People, which also featured Amy and Jill, proved that viewers are hungry for more insight into what really happened behind the pristine Duggar image. Amy's story comes at a time of growing awareness around religious trauma and spiritual abuse. What once may have been dismissed as family drama is now being recognized as part of a larger pattern of toxic systems. As Holy Disruptor promises to show, the impact of these systems doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. Critics of the Duggar Empire have long noted the damaging effects of strict patriarchy, gender roles, and silencing of dissenting voices. Amy is no longer staying silent. "I'm not trying to tear people down," she emphasizes. "I'm trying to build people up with truth. The truth is hard, but it's also healing." In the lead-up to her book's release, Amy plans to go on a speaking tour, visiting churches, conferences, and women's shelters to talk about faith, freedom, and finding one's voice. She's also been in talks about launching a podcast, focusing on recovery from religious trauma and finding identity outside of oppressive systems. As Amy steps boldly into her new role, author, advocate, and holy disruptor, fans, family, and critics alike are watching. And one thing is clear, she's no longer the crazy cousin Amy, she's Amy Duggar King. And she has something to say. Holy Disruptor isn't just a memoir, it's a movement. Amy's journey from a silenced reality TV side character to an empowered truth teller represents a broader shift happening in faith communities, families, and society. It's about breaking chains, owning your story, and speaking truth to power, even if your last name is Duggar.